Am I the a-hole for refusing to move into a new apartment with my boyfriend because it'll mean I have to pay rent? I, 23 female, live in an apartment that I inherited from my late dad. It's fully in my name since he and my mother were never married or in a relationship at all, and he doesn't have any other kids. He passed away during peak COVID, and I moved into the apartment full-time last year after graduation. The apartment was in a different city to my university, so I couldn't live in it while I was at university. I met my now boyfriend when I moved into the city. We've been officially dating for just over a year, and everything is great with him. Things are getting pretty serious, and he suggested moving in together. I was totally on board because I get lonely living on my own, and I ask him to sleep over often. He's at my apartment all the time anyway. I just assumed that he'd be moving into my apartment so that he won't have to pay any rent either. But he sent me links to apartments that are already in my area. I had a conversation with him and asked why we couldn't just live in my apartment. He said that he wouldn't feel comfortable living in a house that's completely mine that he doesn't have any say over. He said that if we rent a new place together, then we can have equal say in it. I get where he's coming from, but I was honest with him and said there's no way I'm moving out of this amazing apartment that I live rent-free just to pay rent at another apartment in the same area. I said legally that he would have tenants' rights if we lived together, and I won't ask him to invest any home maintenance or into any renovations since that's my business. He still wasn't satisfied, and he said he isn't comfortable and is just looking out for himself. He suggested that I can rent the apartment out and use that money to pay my half of our rent in the new apartment. But I don't want to be a landlord. I have a full-time job and I have absolutely no interest in dealing with all of that comes with being a landlord. After a lot of discussions, I said since we can't agree, it's better that we just don't move in together and we can see if we can compromise later down the line. He said that he's honestly hurt, and if I can't be bothered to put in any effort for us to live together, then I'm coming off as materialistic to be so attached to the apartment. We've been kind of in an awkward spot in a relationship, and now I'm just looking for some perspectives. Am I the a-hole? Okay, OP, this sounds like a giant red flag. If you don't want to be a landlord, this can turn into a nightmare. Also, please don't give up an asset that you own outright to rent without a solid plan on what to do with that money. You can decide to invest the money or buy another property with your prospective partner. However, I wouldn't do any of that without speaking to an attorney regarding the separation of your inheritance to any other funds put toward a purchase. After all, it is your inheritance and shouldn't become part of the community property without a lot of thought of the long term with this partner. In this instance, OP, you are not the a-hole. Money is hard to come by after all, and keep your financial assets tight. If you ever have any questions in real estate, don't forget your real estate bestie, Andy. Call me anytime. Thanks everyone for watching today.